available.
This is the MMA Takes Podcast. With your host, Brian Petrie.
The host with the most, baby. Strap Daddy up. Strap Daddy here. You can't see the strap. I'm keeping it modest. I was explaining to Tim, I got a little ahead of myself last time. This is a really good card. I'm confident in my picks. I think I got a really good hold on a lot of these fights. Some of the first fights are a little, whatever. And then one fight kind of broke my brain a little bit. Hopefully I'll get your take on it. But yeah, good card. Had to have the boys on. Was going to have Christian on. Shout out Christian Costello. He is under the weather. He keeps getting, I'm not going to air his dirty laundry out, but let's just say he's got some work related stuff and hopefully he gets better. And yeah, that's it. Can't have a three-headed monster this week. We're just going to have Tim and I. Timbo, how do you like this card? I know it's a good card for the main event's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is. And we got a side bet on that we'll get into later.
Hey,
but, great for a free card. I'm upset that it starts at 4. I hate cards that start at 4 Eastern time, but I see they're kind of trying to do that with many of the fight nights. I'm not sure why.
I don't know. I think that's an ESPN thing. I think the UFC, since they're based in the West Coast, they would probably like to have it a little bit later. I think ESPN sets a time because of the program or whatever. But you're right. For a fight night, this is amazing. You're a night owl. You're up late, so you like the late stuff. I like it early. I like the main card starts at 7, 4 o'clock. That's a sweet spot. That's a sweet spot. Let's switch over here. Get to these picks. Ooh, look at that.
Funny, baby.
Look at that. Champ Daddy right there. Got the strap. You know what I mean? Just got to flex on him a little bit. Yeah. Great card, though. Great card. First 3 fights are a little wacky. Yeah. I saw on Twitter that Yanez and Costa went to the main card. I haven't seen any official report on that. They were talking about it. The announcer, Brendan Fitzgerald, was talking about it, but I haven't seen anything like that yet. So on my sheet, it's the 4th fight prelim. It should be on the main card, 100%. But on my sheet, it's the 4th fight of the prelim. So that's what we're going to do with. Let's kick it off with the first fight of the night. This girl's name is Diana Belbita. And I know that's not how you pronounce it. There's like a weird S in there. Versus Hannah Goldie. Belbita plus 100 underdog. Goldie minus 120. I'm the champ daddy. I'll go first. Belbita, good looking girl. No doubt about it. A lot of people are kind of on her as a dog here. And I got these lines yesterday, so that the lines have moved. I got these from DraftKings. So lines have moved a little bit. But she's had 2 starts in the UFC. She's 0-2. She lost Molly McCann. She got armbarred by Joe Jua. Kind of a scrapper, kind of a young, up-and-coming prospect, I guess, in some respects. Doesn't really do it for me. Doesn't impress me. Hannah Goldie only has 1 loss. Ripped to shit. Lost to Miranda Granger. Doesn't fight active enough. Has like an OnlyFans. She's selling tits and ass out there. I like it. Hopefully that gives her a little more motivation to come out here and get this dub. I'm going Hannah Goldie at minus 120. Don't love the fight, really. Both these girls are kind of meh to me. But, it is what it is. We'll kick it off with that. Timbo, what's your lean here on the female fight, brother?
I'm just going to echo what you said. Just based off of looks alone in the eye test, like Goldie is fucking ripped and jacked and ready to go. And, losing to Miranda Granger, granted, she's lost 2 in a row now, but I mean, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Miranda Granger's a dog in there too. So at minus 120, I don't know much about Belbita, other than I don't know how to pronounce her name. But
they pronounce it on the Anik and Florian pocket. It's like Belbita, and I'm like, where the fuck's that S? It looks like Belbita to me, but there's like a umlaut or whatever you call that above one of her names. I guess that's where the S is at, but she's easy on the eyes, Timbo. She's not.
I haven't seen her. I gotta look. I think I saw a Tapology picture. Maybe,
I took a bad picture of her right there, unfortunately. But there were a couple of the pictures I was grabbing of her. She looked pretty easy on the eyes there. Doesn't mean shit though, because I think Goldie's gonna win here, and I think this number is oddly low. People do like Belbita as a dog here, but you're going Goldie.
Yeah. Easy she is nice to look at that.
Yeah, I mean she's not bad. She's not bad.
Mila Kunis type vibe.
What'd you say?
Mila Kunis type vibe. That's what
okay. I get you. House Money Media. Sup, boys? This is House Money Media here. House Money Media. Sup, boys? What's up, House Money Media? Thank you for joining us here, brother. All right, next up we have that's the same fight. Boom. Jar Eubanks versus Elise Reed. Elise Reed's making her UFC debut. She's 4-0. Jar Eubanks has been in the UFC feels like fucking 10 years now. Timbo, what do you like on the on this fight here? Big number, -335 versus +260. What do you got, bud?
Huge number, and how'd you pronounce it? Elise Reed.
Elise Reed, I that's what I'm going with. It could be Elise, Elsie. Sorry, it looks like Elise to me.
Yeah, so this is
Elsie. Maybe it's Elsie. I don't know. Fuck it. Go ahead. Yeah, Reed. Just say Reed. That's an easy one.
Eubanks is I don't want to say she's a legend, but I mean she's a veteran for sure.
Yeah,
she's
been around
scrappy.
for a while.
I understand the -335 line here, and this is like to be making your UFC debut against Uriah Eubanks. It's like, damn, it's
Sarge is getting them, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, Sarge has got wins over Roxanne Modafferi, Sarah Moraes, Julia Avila. Like, she's got legit UFC wins. And if I'm not mistaken, this chick only has like 4 fights. I know she's got the title. She won her title in like her second fight or something like that.
Yeah, she's 4-0. Very, very new. Not super young. I think she's like 28, so she's not like a baby, right? What is she? Yeah, 28. Yeah, I mean, starting her career. She had a nice little amateur career for a little bit.
Oh yeah, she did. She did have a decent. Man, I mean, at that number, it's like, oh, that's a really good looking number. But
hey,
Eubanks is tough. She's been through this, and she needs a win. I think she may be on her way out if she doesn't get a win. This would be 3 in a row if she does drop it. For the pick'em, I'm taking Eubanks, but I might get crazy with betting someone.
Little betting. Yeah, the number is great. Listen, Sarge, I've been on Team Sarge for a while. Some shit came out that she beat her partner. I think she's a lesbian. She has a female partner, and apparently there's some video of her treating her partner like shit and beating her and stuff. Listen, when you're a professional fighter and you lay hands on another female that's not a professional fighter, presumably, I don't know if she is, that's fucked up. You can't do that. So, yeah, that's a big no-no for me. However, Reed, she's got 4 fights, 2 finishes. She beat Jillian DeCourcy, who is a nice little prospect there. She has some game to her. I'm going to take Reed at +260. Woo! Yeah. I mean, listen, Sarge, the big knock on her is, she is, she gasses and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. Sure, whatever. But, she's kind of tightened up a lot in the last, and she's training in Jersey. She's training with some good people. She might be distracted with some of the maybe personal things going on. I think Elise Reed or Elsie Reed or however you want to pronounce the name. I'll learn how to pronounce it after she wins me money. +260 coming in. Very, very young, very, inexperienced type woman. But that's two finishes and has fought some good girls. Is a champion. I think Sarge has to jump on it early because Sarge is tough as they come. But at +260, like we talked about it, that number is nice.
It is, man. Any chick fight at that number is like, if you're not fighting Amanda Nunes or Valentina, I'm gonna put something on you.
Right. There you go. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're 100%. I mean, chick, female fights. I used to say bowl of spaghetti. This isn't a bowl of spaghetti fight because I respect Sarge, and Reed is an upcoming girl. I mean, I know they need female fighters, especially at this weight class at 125. So I know Reed's getting called up a little early, but they do see something in her. I saw something in her footage. Is she going to be champion in 2 weeks? No. But, she's a solid prospect with some finishing ability. We move on. Julio Arce -200 versus Andre Ewell. +170. This line's a little weird to me. Arce hasn't fought in a while. Ewell kind of came out and, he looked pretty good his last time out. Ewell's is the king. The king. Let's see what is it. Reed gave up 4 submissions in the first last 2 rounds. 2 shitty little 5-star was 800 is fair in my opinion. Okay.
Ooh,
the House Money Media fucking bringing it here. Bringing it. No idea how she got out of that. No idea. House Money bringing it with the facts. Arce hasn't fought in a while, right? This was the guy that was kind of the talk of the town when he came to the UFC. A lot of people loved his skills, dropped some fights, looked a little vulnerable in some of his wins. Andre Ewell's a guy, got a lot of experience, got 7 losses on his record, but like every loss is like this crazy split decision win. He's in these dog fights, close fights. Arce, in my opinion, has a little bit of, I want to say a chin problem, but definitely getting a hit problem. Andre Ewell, confident, likes to strike. Plus 170 is very tempting to me. But at the end of the day, I do think Arce has more ways to win. He's a good submission artist. He can get the fight to the ground. And Andre Ewell is trying to round out his game. But I'm going to go Arce here. I'm going to go the chalk, minus 200. Don't like the number. Probably not going to bet it. Like the fight. I like Andre Ewell, but Arce, I think, has a little bit more to prove here. So I'm going to go Arce. Timbo?
Be a dog.
Be a dog. Love it.
Yeah, man. Ewell here, he's like you said, he's always calm and composed in there. You know, win or lose, he's got a 5-inch reach advantage in this fight. Arce is going down, right? He was a lightweight. I mean, he was he's a bantamweight. He's moving down to bantamweight.
Is he moving? Yeah. So his first fight at 135, cutting the weight.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Obviously, I won't bet it until I see the weigh-ins, but someone with the reach that Ewell has, the composure that Ewell has, and him taking this risk going down, weight cuts will fuck you up. And at the number here, plus 170, I'm taking Ewell here.
That's a good read. That's a good point. There's a lot of weight cuts to be monitored here. I completely forgot Arce's coming down because he's been gone for a little bit. You got Jordan Williams, who's fighting later. He's the diabetic that fought at like 182 pounds. Fought at 185, but couldn't cut to 170 because he had diabetes. He's fighting at 170 on this card against Mickey Gall. You got TJ off the EPO. Is that going to affect his weight cut? He's never been a huge 135er, but there's a lot to monitor here. There's a lot to. I would hold off on some of your bigger bets until after the weigh-ins because some guys could look like death, some guys can miss weight. That all factors in. I always place my bets on Saturdays because I don't have live betting in my state, but. That's a good point though. I completely missed that Arce is coming down. So you got we were split on that one. I like it. Now this is the people's main event, in my opinion here. Adrian Yanez minus 220 versus Randy Costa plus 180. Timbo, you got to lean on this fight, bud. Two scrappers, two young guys. This fight got made on Twitter, arguing over fucking Dr. Pepper and Reese cups. So I know you're a Dr. Pepper fan.
Oh, big time.
So,
I do try to be somewhat healthy, but Diet Dr. Pepper just tastes better than Dr. Pepper, for being honest.
Well, that's what my wife says. My wife, Diet Dr. Pepper is like her, like she swears by it.
Shit's good. We never run out of that's for damn sure. Yanez, friend of the podcast. He was on
friend of the podcast. That's right.
That was dope. And he's just been a fucking highlight reel every fight he's had. Costas has some highlight reels too. He's fucking dude head kicks like none other. There's like 50 a fight. But Yanez he's just too smooth, too powerful. I mean, the minus 220 is I think this is the most talented fighter he's fought. But Costa's been rocked before and knocked out before. So give me minus 220, and I'll bet this for him to get a finish at hopefully plus money.
That's right. Yeah, Adrian Yanez, friend of the podcast, former podcast companion. Devin did an interview with him. Seemed like a great guy, friendly on Twitter, amazing fighter. I posted on the podcast, Timbo, you know who my new guy is. Don't say the name. I got a little thing later. Everyone came at me. I had like five different messages, people guessing who my new guy is, and Adrian Yanez was number one guess. I think he was your number one guess, and I love him. The guy's great, right? But he's not the new guy. But I do love his skills. His boxing is super, super clean. I watched a lot of Randy Costa fights this week. I saw him fight live in Atlanta in his debut against Brandon Davis. He lost that fight, gassed out. The guy comes forward. The guy's wild. He comes forward, throws head kicks, big power in his hands. Moved from Boston to Florida. I don't know if it's American Top Team or Stanford MMA. I get those confused. But down in Florida, looks to me in the best shape of his life. And he's just a pressure machine. He comes forward and he has big power. He knocked out Boston Salmon, knocked out Jordan Newsom with head kicks, with punches, and just being aggressive. I've watched Adrian Yanez fights, and he's fought some really good guys. Solid guys. Gustavo Lopez, who he fought last time, was great, but Gustavo Lopez was like afraid of him. Yanez led the dance, but Yanez can counter really, really well. I see this fight ending one or two ways. I see it being a drag out 3-round fucking war, or I see Yanez just being super clean and clinical with his boxing. Some of the cleanest boxing I've seen in MMA in a long, long time. He knows how to move. He knows how to slide. He knows when to throw. He knows when his hand's up. He's the right amount aggressive. He counters really well. Saul Solis, who's an old school coach and the Ultimate Fighter a million years ago, old school boxing coach, is his head boxing coach. Love that guy's getting a little bit of shine right now with his pupil Yanez. I'm going Yanez minus 220. I love the prop for it to probably get out of there as well. If you're confident in Yanez, I'd like maybe by knockout. Randy Costa has been caught before, has been touched before.
I apologize. He's not been knocked out. I apologize. He has been touched before for sure.
Yeah, Brandon Davis hurt him and then choked him out. And that's the thing is Costa is a guy who's gonna. I'm thinking maybe want to get to the ground. This is a fight that he really kind of wanted and he initiated on Twitter. And I love that fights get made on Twitter. They're very friendly with each other. This is a great matchup. Both kind of guys that could be superstars. Costa's super good looking, exciting fighter. Yanez, good looking kid as well. Also an exciting fighter. This is something that should be circled. And if it got moved to the main card, that's a smart move by the UFC because they know what they're doing. And I love this fight for both guys. And it's going to be a fucking scrap. But we're both on Yanez there. I think we're both smart men. Next up, Ian Heinisch, minus 150 versus, I have a hard time pronouncing this guy's name. Let me hear. He said Nasruddin Imanov, plus 130. I go here. I hate this fight. I literally wrote it down. Hate. Ian Heinisch just doesn't do it for me. He's got an incredible life story, but he's like watching paint dry. It just bores me. I don't know. Like he got out wrestled by Kelvin Gastelum. Guys a high gas tank. People that train with him love him. And he's a good guy in the room and he can put it together. He's got some really good wins. Imanov's this guy who's got decent takedown defense, but he's got awkward striking, likes to strike from the outside. He's got a weird kind of style. I think Ian Heinisch is going to come in and bull rush him and get this fight to the ground. Can't have another loss on his record. However, if you're going to give me Ian Heinisch against a guy who's pretty solid, right? He's young in his career, maybe some cardio issues, but has good striking. Ian Heinisch, maybe if you can't get him down as much as you would like to, might bite on that mouthpiece, might be like, fuck it, let's bang, let's strike. I think Imanov is head and shoulders above him. I'm going to go Imanov at the plus number at plus 130. Chasing a little bit of dog here, maybe. I don't love the number. I don't love the fight. I don't know if I'm going to bet on it. But you're giving me plus 130 against Ian Heinisch, who just doesn't impress me. But he could go out there and just, fucking lay on top of this guy for 3 rounds and get a decision. Like, the guy's not finishing anybody. But I'm going to go the dog here. I'm going to go plus 130 Imanov. And, book it up. Timbo!
I was going to go opposite of whatever you picked here.
Smart man.
With Heinisch, his losses are against obviously legit competition. He had a snooze fest against Kelvin Gastelum a few months ago. COVID has really fucked up my sense of time. I don't even know when that fight was, but I believe it was Kelvin.
You could tell me it's 2023 right now. I'm like, yeah, that checks out. I am fucked. I'm fucked.
Yeah, I know he's lost Akhmedov. Who's decent in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's actually out of the UFC now, but Derek Brunson, he's lost just some, and I'm trying to put it in my head the timeline as far as, because he did starch Gerald Meerschaert, but I was wondering if that was before or after Meerschaert got starched by Khamzat.
It was before.
Oh, was it?
Before, yeah. Ian knocked out Chimaev, knocked out Meerschaert before Chimaev did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's legit. At the time, Jared Meerschaert had never been knocked out like that.
No, GM3. Solid dude.
Yeah, no doubt. Imanov, I don't know much about him, if we're being quite honest.
Yeah.
And, Heinisch has got a name. They gave Kelvin Gastelum a layup, obviously, because Kelvin Gastelum is a different type of talent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Ian Heinisch can still get it done. I think the minus 150, I think, is it's probably about right. This is a little bit more than a coin flip, but I'll go on the other side. I'll go Heinisch.
Yeah, I think the line is priced right. A lot of these lines to me are a little bit wacky. This is priced right. Imanov hasn't looked great. He almost had Phil Hawes out of there. Phil Hawes is, to me, a better fighter than Ian Heinisch, which is maybe not as good as a chin and not as good as a cardio, but better power, better wrestler. And, it is what it is. Imanov had fucking Hawes out on the feet, but I just can't root for Heinrich yet. I don't know why. I know he's got this great story and all this stuff, but he's boring to me. Boring. Now this fight
did beat Jordan Williams, who's also fighting on this card.
That's right. He did beat Jordan Williams, but this fight, this ain't gonna be boring, boy. This is gonna be I can't pronounce his name. I gotta sing it. Soriano 8-0. He is a -115 pick'em favorite. Brendan Allen 16-4, -105. Slight dog. This line's yesterday. These lines are moving. Brendan Allen was in the plus earlier this week. Now he's in the minus. He might be in the plus right now. I don't have live odds right now. I love this fight. I absolutely love this fight. Timbo, who do you like in this fight? Right? It's your go. Who do you like in this fight? This fight is the one where I preferenced earlier in the show that broke my brain. This fight broke my brain because I'll let you go, then I'll explain why. But this is a tough fight to pick for me.
I mean, I just think it depends on what Brendan Allen's game plan is. Because if he wants, it don't have to be. It can be boring if Brendan Allen allows it to, and I think that's his best path to victory. Because Soriano fucking cracks, and he's gonna come forward. Brendan Allen got knocked out by Sean Strickland, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, and this fight can go similar to that. And I'm not putting Soriano on the pedestal that Sean Strickland's on because his boxing is top notch for sure, but Soriano's isn't much far behind. If Brendan Allen wants to, the smart move for him would be to grab on and hang on.
Yeah.
And snooze fest your win to a 3-round decision. Damn. I know it's tough. It just depends on, does Brendan Allen want to bang? Let me bang, bro.
Let me bang, bro.
I've been watching The Ultimate Fighter. I was watching it last night, and they pulled that clip up. It's so funny.
Yeah, Julian Lane, Ohio boy. He's in Northern Ohio. Yeah, he's up in the Toledo, Cleveland area, maybe. Toledo's got some weird people, man. I've met a lot of people from Toledo, and every single one of them, I'm like, you're weird, dude. Drinking all that lake water or something. I don't know what's going on with you. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Headphones go. Go ahead, Timbo.
Brendan Allen, he definitely has the more accomplished record. He's got some good fucking wins, like Tom Breeze, Kevin Holland. This dude's got legit wins, man. But Kyle Dawkins, these are legit wins. Fuck, This is a tough. Soriano's definitely up and comer. Will crack your head off your skull.
Yeah.
Off your neck. Fuck, I didn't know what you were going to do. I'm going to go Brendan Allen, man.
Okay, nice.
I think he's going to be a smart fighter. He's got the experience. Just don't be a dumbass and go in there with your chin held high and start swinging crazy like you did against Sean Strickland. Just fight your fight. And if Brendan Allen fights his fight, then I think he'll come away with even possibly a submission. Yeah. If
it hits the ground, Brendan Allen is so good. I mean, I'm sure he's a black belt, and I don't know. He's not a competition black belt, so he's not this high level thing. But MMA jiu-jitsu, he's so good. When it hit the ground with Carl Robertson, and Robertson knew that was gonna hit the ground his last fight. No one knew Brendan Allen had leg locks, and he fucking took Robinson's fucking leg home with him. I was on Allen earlier this week. All week I've been flip-flopping back and forth. I like the experience on Allen. I like that he kind of learned a lesson, because Sean Strickland's really, really tough to get down. And instead of really wasting energy to try to take him down, he got knocked out, and that's what happens. He's been hunting for that Strickland rematch. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why rematch right away? Wasn't for the title. You're not going to get that one back right now. But every interview he does, he keeps talking about it. But Soriano trains with my guy Chris Curtis. He trains our Syndicate MMA, and the reports are in the room is he's an absolute fucking monster. Not only is he a monster, but he's a really good wrestler. I believe he wrestled some in college. I don't think he's super high level, but his wrestling is world class. I don't think Brendan Allen's wrestling is all that good. Now, the path for victory for Brendan Allen, clinch, right? Be careful with these punches. Punch your way in, clinch, tire him out. Soriano ends fights early. I don't know. He's pretty jacked as well, carrying a lot of muscle. Not sure if he can go 3 rounds, 3 hard rounds. Brendan Allen can. Brendan Allen's not like he's this fucking cardio machine. He's not a Diaz brother, but I feel like his cardio is a little bit better. But just talking with some people that are training with this guy and just how good he is, I'm going to go Soriano here. I flipped my switch. I don't know if I could play money line in this fight because it's too hard to pick. But, gun in my head, this is a pick 'em show, so I'm going to pick Soriano. But I don't think there's any chance this go to decision. I think Brendan Allen's winning by submission, and I think Soriano's winning by knockout. hedge your bets. Hedge them. Just fucking play both sides. That's my recommendation for this fight. But like I said, pick 'em show. I got to make a pick. It's going to be Soriano. He's young, though. He's young in his career, and Brendan Allen, you know. Was that?
Young in his career, yeah.
Yeah, young in his career. And Brendan Allen, you know, he seems confident. He's a confident dude. I like Brendan Allen, right? Confident guy. Seems like he's confident in this fight. And that always surprises me when fighters, like, it almost feels like they know something that we don't know. But all counts are Soriano's a stud in the room. The big question mark for me would obviously be cardio. And yeah, so we'll see. Next fight, though, Bubba, we're moving on here. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Mickey Gall, plus 150 versus Jordan Williams, minus 170. Kind of a stink fight. Mickey Gall, one of the bigger frauds on this card, in my opinion. I mean, listen, bro, you're here because you fought CM Punk. You're here because you beat Sage Northcutt. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Where are they at?
Your black belt needs to be taken away from you. You know what I mean? Mike Perry dominated you on the ground. You know, I don't have too many thoughts on this fight besides I want to see the weigh-ins. Jordan Williams, diabetic. Type 2, I don't know anything about diabetes, but he is a very severe diabetic, so he couldn't cut weight. He always fought, you know, at 85. Gregory Rodriguez, who just got signed to the UFC, who's coming off a big knockout win, won on a knockout in the LFA, is on this tear. Big fucking RoboCop Brazilian dude. Jordan Williams knocked him out on the Contender Series, 185 pounds. So Jordan Williams has a chin and can fucking crack. Obviously, Mickey Gall. Mickey, you're so fine. You're so stink, Mickey. I'm going Jordan Williams here. Minus 170. This is a fight I'm looking to bet as well. Yeah, at this point in Mickey Gall's career, you just fade him unless you fight CM Punk, and he's not. He's fighting a guy named Jordan Williams. Now, my opinion can change at the weigh-ins. If Jordan Williams looks like death, I'm going to back off, but I'm still going to pick Jordan Williams right now. Timbo, who do you got?
God, Mickey Gall, man. God. Like you said, what a fraud.
Fraud.
Like, the Diego fight, like, that was so embarrassing. Like, Diego, at fucking 37 years old, tweaked out of his mind, straight dominated you. Mike Perry, straight dominated.
And the worst part about the Diego fight, he was calling him out for like a year. Mm-hmm. I want Diego. You know, after every fight, he had this big call out. He called out Dan Hardy, and Dan Hardy's like, dude, come on, I'm retired. Like, he called out Diego, and Diego fucking bodied him. Like, just took him down and was like, dude, who gave you your black belt? Like, what is happening?
And his problem, like, one, he's just not strong.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I was just saw against Mike Perry, who's like freak strong, but he's not like overpower you like that strong. Diego's obviously not even a freak strong. He's just, you know, I guess he just leveraged angles better. Who knows? I mean, his jiu-jitsu is really good, but, you know, unless I can see him maybe catching Jordan Williams in like a guillotine. Yeah. Other than that, like, that's his only path to victory because he can't box, he can't wrestle. Yeah, so I got to go to Jordan Williams here too.
Yeah, Jordan Williams never been submitted, and Mickey Gall. I mean, how many submissions does he have? So Mike Perry lost ground and pound, so he choked out George Sullivan back in 2018. Who? Yeah, that's right, George Sullivan. Called out Randy Brown, lost Randy Brown, choked out CM Punk, and choked out Sage Northcutt. His first 2 wins in 2016 lit the world on fire, and then has just kind of fallen apart since. Yeah, Mickey. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, and he's done everything. He's done things right. Like, he's talked about moving to 55 and then decided not to. He moved from Jersey to LA or somewhere in California to train. Now he's back at Jersey. He's mixed things up. I just don't know if he's built for this, right? I think I just don't like it. I'm on Jordan Williams all day. Again, got to see the weigh-ins. So weigh-ins scare me. All right. This fucking fight. Macy Barber, plus 115 versus Miranda Maverick. Timbo's VA girl, minus 135. This line is this way because of the Macy Barber hype before the knee injury. Or Miranda Maverick would be much higher. I like Macy Barber. You like Miranda Maverick. Whose turn is it here? Is it mine? No, it's your turn. Wow. I went first last time. I talked about Mickey. So I know who you're going to pick. Let me hear how you like it. What do you think going to happen?
And so is this isn't Macy Barber's first fight back since that knee injury, though?
No, she came back. She lost to Alexa Grasso. She had a decision. She came on late in that fight, was losing the first round, was getting pieced up, and then just came on late, a little too late. Grasso easily won the fight, but Macy did come on late.
I mean, this is just a classic case of you got a fucking skyrocket going to the sky with Maverick. She's looked real good in both of her UFC fights. I don't think she's been the distance yet, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think she's been the distance.
She cut Jojua. And then her last fight was a decision. Yeah, she decisioned Jillian Robertson. She beat the piss out of her. She beat the the red out of her hair. Yeah, those were her 2 UFC fights so far.
Yeah, straight, dominance. And either, not to say that either of those girls are very talented or, on the same level as Macy Barber, which they're not, but they clearly weren't. There was no struggle whatsoever from Maverick. It was just over from the start. And Barber, she came out hot in her career, obviously, and then Roxanne Modafferi just put her into place and grapple fucked her, which Maverick is most likely not going to do. I mean, she's a tech boxer basically. I mean, I can't go against her. I'm going to bet her and I'm going to pick her here. But not to say that Macy Barber isn't plus 115 is decent for her, but I don't see her stopping Maverick at all.
Yeah. If Macy Barber was a little bit higher in the odds, plus 150 range, I'd take a stab at her. I think this fight is fairly close. I don't love the matchmaking, if I'm being honest with you, because I think both girls are in this weight class that's very thin, and they're both on rocket ships. Macy Barber, she's out in Team Alpha Male now. She talked a lot of good game. I want to break John Jones' youngest title record. She came in hot. Everyone loves her, knows how to talk. Marina Maverick is the new Macy Barber.
Exactly.
Everyone that counts, like opinion-wise, that matters, say this Marina Maverick girl has it. Her mental, her physical, the way she fights, she has everything. And they're both on rocket ships, right? Macy's is stuttering a little bit, but then they collide. I figured they would maybe wait till they got to the title to do it, but maybe they're like, listen, no one's beating Valentina right now. Let's weed out the weak. Let's see who we got. It is what it is. I think the fight's gonna be good. I just wish it was happening a little bit later. So that being said, I'm on Maverick too. I've bounced back and forth. I think Macy's a great fighter, and I think Maverick's just that she's that dog right now. She's that bad bitch. Like, she's mean, and I think it's going to be a competitive fight. But I think that meanness and the being more active. I think she's a little bit bigger as well, a little bit more in shape as well. She's gonna kind of take over this fight. And Macy's been touched a little bit. Roxanne touched her a little bit, and Grasso kind of buzzed her a little bit on the feet. So that's something to look out for as well. Is Macy has been touched, and Maverick is fucking mean in there. Yeah. So I like Maverick too. I want to go opposite because I knew you were taking Maverick. I looked into it. I looked into Macy's wins prior to this. Her ground and pound on top is very, very good. Her stand-up is still coming along. She's very aggressive. I like to move to Alpha Male. I think that's going to help her cardio. But first camp with Alpha Male, I don't think it's going to make the improvements that she needs right now. I think Maverick is just, she's a dog. She's at one right now. All right, next up, Darren Elkins. The worst tattoo in all of MMA, plus 150 versus Derek Minor. Minor. He is a minus 150. This is me leading off here. Listen, Darren Elkins, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I like the fight. First off, I like the number as well. Darren Elkins, I think, has dropped a little bit. I think I got this wrong. He can't be plus 150. He's plus 130. He can't be the same number as Minor. So excuse my tech error there. Plus 150, still in the dog. Anyway, Darren Elkins is as tough as they come. I mean, the guy is fucking nails, right? I mean, you can't put him away. He's always bleeding. He never gives up. His grappling's okay. His wrestling's okay, but he just doesn't fucking care. Minor, whatever you say, the only way he wins fights is he grabs your neck and chokes you out, right? He's a good grappler. His last fight, he dominated with grappling. He switched camps up. He looked to be in unbelievable shape. Cardio through the roof. Elkins has given up some takedowns in the past. It used to be his MO just to wrestle fuck people. He's mixing things up. He's still at Alpha Male. Minor's going to go for some takedowns. I think it's going to be a scramble fight. And I think Elkins is he's got that dog in him. He's got that war in him. And if Elkins doesn't get submitted by Ryan Hall, I don't think Derek Minor's going to submit him. So I'm going to go dog money here. I'm going to go Darren Elkins. I like this dog spot here. He's a crafty, tough fucking vet. And he's hard to put away. He hasn't been submitted since Charles Oliveira back in like 2010 or some shit like that. Like, you can get submitted by Charles Oliveira. That's okay. And he's fought the fucking who's who. I mean, the guy's tough as shit. You're going to give me plus numbers against a guy who's, you know, decent at what he does, but he's not great. I mean, he's got a fucking 11 losses. So give me the plus dog here. Give me the number. Give me the dog, baby. They're barking. Timbo, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about this fight, man?
Give me the damage for all the reasons you just said, man.
The damage.
The damage. And, like, this dude's been damaged. God damn, he's probably got, like, he's got to be up there with, like, Jeremy Stevens with the amount of fights.
He's not quite on that list yet, but he's close to it. Yeah, because they put up that list when Stevens fought, and he wasn't quite there yet, but he's fucking pretty close.
Yeah, dude, he was on like the St. Pierre Condon card. Like, dude, he was on Darwin versus Dosant. He was fucking fighting. He fought Charles Oliveira when UFC was on Versus.
Yeah, dude, he's been in UFC since 2010. Like, he's up there. He's up there. I don't know if he's quite in the 30s yet, but he'll get there. I mean, the guy's fucking nails. He eats nails for breakfast, this fucking guy.
And that's just consistently fighting every year, like 3 times a year. You know, and that experience is obviously going to continue to carry over. Like you said, he hasn't been finished in God knows how long. He's not great at anything. He's a jack of all trades, master at none. He's just going to be in your face. He's going to be pressing you against the cage. He's going to wear you out, and he's not going to get worn out. I'll probably bet Elkins here.
Yeah, this is a must bet for me as well.
This is going to be I'm either going to be very happy about the decision or I'm going to be very upset about the decision, because I can definitely see it going to decision, and probably split, you know, because, I mean, Minor's no chump, but I just don't think he has that, you know, that press forward that Elkins has, and obviously you get points from that. So
right.
Give me the damage.
Yeah, Minor, the one thing to be acknowledged here, a lot of his losses early in his career came from, he's been submitted quite a bit, but him just gassing out. The last time out, he fucking looked dominant. He was slamming the guy all over the mat. He looked really in shape. So hopefully he's cleaned that up. But Darren Elkins is a different beast. When you go in there and you slam this guy 40 fucking times, he's bleeding all out of his face, and he's just like, nah, I'm still here, baby. I didn't hear no fucking bell. You know what I mean? This guy's crazy. All right, so everyone wants to know who my new guy is. Everyone wants to know. So let me introduce you to my guy here. And hold on, computer's freezing up on me. Oh, hey. That's right, everybody. Kyler, that was a graphic I made by myself, by the way. No,
was that an order of? That's an order.
This is the order of who became my guy first. So BJ Penn, Rich Franklin, McGregor, Till, Adesanya, Donnie Madge, Usman, Yusuf, Sugar Sean, now Phillips. Listen, baby, a lot of people probably think, hey, this guy went out and got a graphic designer. Nope, I did that all myself. Hey, what can I say? I'm a jack of all trades, baby. Listen, Kyler Phillips, I'll go first here. I don't know whose order it is. He's my guy. I usually wait till after someone fights and be like, hey, if they win, they're my guy. Listen, I'm impressed with Kyler. The dude's swagged out. He's a Cali bro. He looked dope as shit at the little presser. He had like a lime green suit on. Trains with Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's in Arizona. Guy's in shape. Kind of got that weird Chrome Gracie vibe. I feel like this guy's got a closet full of crystals in his house, healing powers, and very broed out. You know, he's from California, trains in Arizona. Everything I've read, everything I've heard, him and Sugar Sean O'Malley just give each other fits in the fucking thing. They're boys. This guy's ranked. Sugar's not. He beat Song Yadong last time out. He looked great. Showed a good chin. His boxing's ever improving. His submission game's good. Came from the Contender Series 1. Got put on the Ultimate Fighter because he was so young. Lost to Bragatona. Had a little bit of a wrestling issue. I feel like he's fixed that up. You know, now that Arizona, I think he was still training in California when he was on there. Listen, the lab is you know, they got some beasts in there. They got some really good wrestlers. Every guy that comes out of there is in great shape. Kyler Phillips, you know, I love him. Minus 265. It's actually higher than I anticipated because Ryan Paiva, I think, is really good, but he's coming up in weight. You know, he missed that 125. He's 2-2 in the UFC. 2 of his early losses, split decision loss to Kai Kara France, kind of bullshit. Winning a fight, got cut, kind of bullshit. And then he kind of put on 2 lackluster performances. miss weight. Now they bumped him up to 35. Still a pretty big, tall, lanky, strong, long guy. But Kyler's training with Sugar Sean O'Malley, who, just came off a fight. They were in there sparring, getting ready. I like Kyler big here. And welcome to the club, Kyler Phillips. I will be sending him this little clip of the awesome graphic I made. Hopefully, I don't do interviews. I don't want to do interviews with fighters because I talk a lot of shit about them. But I'll make an exception for my guy Kyler here. So Timbo, you gonna break my heart? You gonna go Paiva here? You gonna go opposite of me, man?
I'm not, man.
Okay.
They're doing some really good things, and anybody's coming from that gym, the cardio is going to be there, the boxing is going to be there. This is definitely going to be an on the feet fight, probably 3 rounds. I'll probably take Phillips by decision. And maybe get plus money out of that, but closer to plus money than minus 265. But I mean, he's minus 265 for a reason.
Yeah.
And no disrespect towards Paiva, but like you said, he's moving up. UFC knows what they're doing. They're building up Phillips, and it'll go well for him. What's
crazy is usually so to explain my guys list is I don't just pick people that are champions already. I get on them early because I want to be see, I told you, right? I've been wrong about a lot of guys, right? But I want to I'm invested in them, right? So Phillips, I thought I was kind of, a lot of people were guessing Yanez, and I thought I was getting people off guard. Everyone's second guess was Phillips, and MMA Twitter, everyone's been hey, keep an eye on this fucking guy. And I'm like, man, should I still do it? Because I want to be the first. I mean, he's had several fights in the UFC, so it's not like I'm the first on him. I'm sure there's people that beat me to him, but I rewatched the Song Yudong fight, getting ready for this, and Song Yudong's no fucking joke. That guy is good everywhere, and Phillips just handled him really well. His movement, his boxing, his cardio, his chin. He took some big shots. And he's really good, and he's really good on the ground as well. He's got good chokes, and his whole Cali vibe. I'm not a Cali guy, but I need a Cali bro on my fucking team. So here we go. Love this fight. I think this is a good matchup for him. Kind of weird that Paiva, unranked at 25, I think, miss weight, moves up and gets a ranked guy. I mean, I guess it's just the way the calendar lined up, but that was a little weird to me. All right, co-main event. Aspen Ladd, minus 195. Go ahead.
Cut you off, or they're just feeding these guys from the MMA labs jokes like Sean O'Malley.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. I can't disagree with listen, Sean's my guy, but he fought a bum. Chris Martino, that dude's going around. He got punched a record amount of times. And he's like, if that was a fight to the death, I would have won. Bro, shut the fuck. You would have been dead, dude. The ref saved your ass after round 1. Quit stealing the Diaz brothers quotes. You haven't fucking earned it. You've done nothing. You know what I mean? The Diaz bros are about that. Right? The Diaz bros, you got to kill them. An untimed fight, the Diaz brothers wins every fucking time. I don't care who you are. Those motherfuckers are crazy. You're not made like that. Have you seen that viral video of that guy? You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. I wish I had that clip because he's not that fucking guy. She's fucking getting famous for getting his head smashed in. But you're 100% right. Sugar Sean O'Malley should have fought Ricky Simone. Should have fought someone else. That was a joke of a matchup. But is what it is. Let's go co-main event now, okay? Aspen Ladd, minus 195.
If Kyler Phillips does win this matchup, which we're anticipating he does, the fight to make is him versus Cheeto Vera.
Yes.
Got to make it.
Yeah.
You got it.
And Kyler and Sean would fight because technically Sean trains with his head coach, Tim Welsh, and they got their own kind of private thing, and he does jiu-jitsu on a different place. But he goes to the lab for the bodies, right? So he's kind of part of the lab. So, and Kyler was on his podcast too, I like a year ago, and I think they would fight. I think they would, obviously, title implications, stakes on the line, they would fight. But that'd be interesting. So this co-main event, Aspen Ladd versus Macy Shazin. Minus 195. Huh? Shazan? I don't know what it is. Shaz. Okay. I've heard Anik and Dana White both mispronounce it differently. I'm going to go with by Anik. He called her Shazin. So I'm going to say Shazin. Yeah. Plus 165. A lot of people like Macy here as dog money. I understand why. Aspen's coming off a fucking horrible knee injury. I think 2 knee injuries. Or no. Yeah. Well, yeah. 2 knee injuries in the same knee. ACL and MCL in the same knee. Before that, stud, beast of a fighter, dropped that one fight. She got knocked out really quick. Macy has looked okay coming off the Ultimate Fighter after she won it. I thought her career was at 45 because she's a taller girl. Went to 35. That's looked kind of good. He's been a little inconsistent in my opinion. Timbo, co-main event. Who do you like here, baby? Minus 195 plus 165.
I think I'm going dog hunt with this one, man.
Ooh, that's a smart play, man. That's a smart play, if I'm being honest with you.
No disrespect to Aspen, but I think, Macy is just more of that grind you out type of grappler. Like, she'll put you down.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say Aspen, isn't quite that, but at minus 195. And I love GDR. Like, she's definitely one of my favorite chick fighters on the scene. And when she put Aspen Ladd away that quickly, people can call it a quick stoppage if you want. I think the ref saved her life.
I think Ruiz this past weekend was worse than that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ruiz, you got clipped like the video you sent where Ashley was like, "What?
Yeah,
yeah,
he was getting up.
Yeah. Aspen Ladd was fucking like dead. I mean, she was kind of getting up, but she was dead. Ruiz got up stumbling, but I mean, yeah. But you're right. I mean, JDR fucking clipped her.
Yeah. And that's her only loss. But again, Macy's got that kind of grind you down factor. And I don't really like this fight that much, but I'm just going to trying to get the dog points out of this. And if anything, I'll bet her to win by decision.
Yeah.
This is 3 rounds, I'm assuming.
3 rounds. Yeah. 3 rounds. Yep. 3 5-minute rounds. I like Aspen here. I like the chalk. I've really backed Macy a lot of her career. I see a lot of people. This is a very popular underdog pick. I've been going that way lately. I used to always fade the people I respect just because I'm like, hey, I know some, but really once I get down to it, I know Aspen's coming off some horrible injuries, but her on top is a problem. Like Macy's tall, long, has good takedown defense, has good ground game herself, has shown some flashes off her back with some arm bars because her legs are so long, but Aspen on top is a problem. Like she's heavy handed, she's big. The problem is how's the knee going to hold her up? How's her confidence? She's a young girl. Coming back from injury like that can really fuck with your head. I mean, Dominic Cruz has talked about it. That's the only thing. Ring rust, is it real? Is the injuries? It might take her a little bit to kind of get comfortable in there. And by the time that happens, Macy could be up 2.5 rounds and it's over. But I like Aspen here. I am confident in this. I think the reason this is co-main event is because they need 35 stars. I think they know Nunes is done at 35. Mm-hmm. And they need to promote the next batch. Aspen was pretty much red tagged before JDR, before the injuries, of being that next girl, right? And then she had a setback, and then she had the injury setback, and and Macy's the Ultimate Fighter winner. They can sell her as well. So there's a lot at stake here. I think that's why it's a co-main event. I think it's evenly matched. They have basically the same record, similar styles. Macy's a little taller, but I'm gonna go chalk here. I'm actually a little surprised by this line. I don't know if I'm going to take Ladd by minus 195. I think I'm going to take Ladd by finish, by TKO. It's probably going to be a crazy plus number, just small little units. Try to get a hit there because, I could take decision as well, but I think instead of it's boom or bust, I think I'm going to go plus if not, avoid it. All right, co-main event. Your guy, little new discovery. I did not know you were a TJ Dillashaw fan.
Yeah, dude.
Here we go.
Your Ohio boy, Cody Garbrandt.
Here we go, baby. Minus 190. Plus 160, Dillashaw. Do you want to go? You want me to go? I don't know whose turn it is. Do you want to? I know who you're picking. You want to hear my thing first? You want to go first?
I hear you.
Okay. So Sandhagen used to be a guy. I added him a little too early. So I like to watch fighter interviews and get their mindset and stuff. Obviously, Sandhagen has all the skill in the world. Once I start listening to Sandhagen a little bit before the Aljo fight, I'm like, I don't really like this guy that much.
Dork.
Yeah,
Dorky.
I don't really like it. Yeah, I don't really like this guy that much. Then Aljo fucking destroys him, and then lead up to this fight, he's got some good sound bites. I know him and TJ have a little bit of history. They've trained together. TJ said he's given him some fits. That was many years ago. Obviously, you can't. I mean, training's training. It's a different beast. Sandhagen though is been the hot guy. The reason he's 190 is because he's the hot guy and TJ's the villain. TJ's coming off the steroids. What does he look without steroids? Whatever. Before I get all crazy, I'm picking Sandhagen. We have a bet, $20 bet, side bet on this. picking Sandhagen. I will address this. Sandhagen, people are villainizing TJ because of the EPO. How long was he on it? This and that, right? He's a very intense guy. He wants to win. He's a winner. There's been horrible training stories about him, whatever. Take all that away. TJ is, and maybe still is great. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered on TJ. If TJ comes back without missing a step, I think that's a problem by Sandhagen because people forget TJ can fucking wrestle. And Sandhagen cannot fucking stop a takedown, right? TJ could have been working jiu-jitsu this whole time. We don't know, right? I mean, he's good on the ground, but what if he takes Sandhagen down and chokes him out quicker than Aljo? Who fucking knows? TJ is a little more violent than that. He's probably going to take Sandhagen down and fuck him up. But that's the big area in Sandhagen's game is his striking's very good. His footwork's good. The timing on everything's great. But when I think of an elite guy in a certain weight class, especially 135, which is fucking surrounded by beasts, you're lacking on that one area. And that's takedown offense, right? And the champion's Aljo, which you got, Aljo's the champion. I mean, it's really Petrian, but Aljo is good at taking down choke. Yeah, he already has. TJ Dillashaw can wrestle. Petrian can take you down. He can wrestle too. He stopped pretty much everything Aljo had. Like, if you're an elite guy, you have to clean it up. So this is a big, really to me, is a big questioning of Sandhagen as well. This is his biggest fight of his career, fighting the biggest talent of his career, and he's got to show out. Because if he loses, it's devastating because he's a huge favorite and TJ's the bad guy. So if he loses, it's such a big hit. And I think TJ, regardless of EPO, all that shit, he's a smart fighter with a good camp around him. And he looks to be in great shape. I mean, he looks phenomenal, right? He looks a little sized up. He used to be very lean at 135. He looks sized up. And I think, if TJ really implements wrestling like he did early in his career, Ultimate Fighter days, even the guy wrestled, he fucking took everyone down. That can be an issue. But I'm going to still go rock with Sandhagen here. I'm not as confident about it as I am early in the week because I really broke it down. I really watched TJ stuff. A lot of questions to be answered with TJ. How much did the EPO really have effect on him? Also, plus 160 for TJ Dillashaw. If you're a TJ Dillashaw fan, I think is a great number. And I like the prop. I don't think this fight's going to decision. I think it's going to get finished. No cards in this, and that's going to be one of my bets. Take it away with TJ here, Timbo.
Like you said, man, all the questions lie on Dillashaw. I mean, we know what Sandhagen can do. We know he's very dangerous on the feet. We know he can't stop a takedown. Dillashaw, I remember I used to hate watching TJ fight because that's all he did was wrestle.
Yeah.
Back in his old fighter, I used to hate watching him fight. And then, he got with
Dwayne.
Yep. His last name.
Ludwig. Dwayne Ludwig. Bang Ludwig.
Got with Dwayne Ludwig and fucking, just became this crisp, clean boxer. His fights against Renan Barão, oh my god, dude! His combinations, his movement, even against Dom. Even though he lost that fight, that was a very close fight. That was a prime Dom.
Yeah.
Dom took some time off, but it was still a younger Dom. And then obviously, the fights with Cody, those went how they went. Thank God. He's always had a chin. Never really had a chin issue. I think he got finished once way back in the day.
John Dodson caught him on the Ultimate Fighter finale. Kind of a weird thing. He got dropped. He got up. They stopped it. Some questionable stoppage maybe, but didn't get knocked out clean. And then the Cejudo, obviously. Yeah. But that dude.
He looked horrible.
That weight cut.
Remember us talking? That weight cut was horrible, dude. He looked shredded at 135.
Yeah.
And then, he goes down to 125 and shit is on EPO. He didn't have a fucking part of fat on his body and he was drained. And I think it's fair to assume that he was on EPO to make that weight because he wanted to be the double champ. He wanted that honor. That's not crazy to assume. He's been in this game for 10 years now. He's not, and like you said, he's looking old. He's looking old in the face.
It could have been the beard. I mean, he's not a young man. It could have been the beard. Could have been the stress from 2 years. I mean, listen, this is a family man who seems to be nice outside the training room, right? I've always seen interview him, seems to be pretty polite and stuff. And this is a guy that is getting fucking hated, right? So that adds stress to you, dude.
One right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he looks a little aged up. But if you ever watched on, I think it's Fight Pass or ESPN Plus, they did a little documentary about him coming clean, and they showed footage of the 125-pound weight cut. golly, dude. I don't know how that strength and conditioning coach, his nutritionist, Sam Calvillo, I don't know how they let him continue. He looked like death. And then after he's like refueling, he's drinking water and eating, and he has no fat on him that it hurts his chest. He's getting cramps in his chest, and he's got to like move a certain way. And I'm like, this dude's fighting tomorrow, and he can't have a glass of water because he has no fat on his body. Like 125, dude, his face was so sunken in. Yeah. That was the worst decision of his career for sure. Obviously, it ruined a lot of things because he had to take EPO because his body wasn't responding. It was like breaking down. So,
I mean, he never lost his belt.
Yeah, never lost 135. You're right. Nope, never lost it.
You're telling me, the champ of 135, never was taken from him, and he's a plus 160 favorite. I mean, plus 160, yeah. Excuse me. And, he's what, 34, 35. Like, I get it. He's not a young man anymore. But, I mean, if anything, he's had 2 years off. Obviously, he's not sitting at home twiddling his thumb. He's training his ass off. This is fucking prime money, dude. Like, yeah. I can't wait to get this shit. And, Sandhagen, definitely dangerous in his own regard. Don't get me wrong. But, like, this dude was 135 champ 2 years ago, and we were almost hailing him as the greatest bantamweight of all time.
I think Joe Rogan did. After the Barral performance, I think Rogan said, "Oh, this is the," you know what I mean? Like Rogan claimed it.
The Garbrandt, because Garbrandt was untouched up until he ran into TJ. So yeah, it was.
I like the number. I like the number, and the reason I'm on Corey is because I just have so many questions about TJ, right?
Yeah,
and it's like there's so many questions that need to be answered out here, and if TJ comes out there and looks good. And flows, and his striking looks dominant, and he mixes everything up because he is a mixed martial artist. I'm excited for 135. I'm clipping bad here. I'm starting to lose. Oh, there we go. I think I'm back.
We're back.
All right, baby. Let's do our locks. All right. I'm the champ.
Damn, I didn't think about the locks.
Yeah, bud. I'm the champ, so I get to go first. I'm gonna go mortal lock. I think no brainer. I'm going Kyler Phillips. I put the stamp on the kid. A lot of pressure on him. I'm sure he's watching us. I'm sure he's nervous. But I'm gonna go with Kyler Phillips as a bet. I'm gonna hammer him. I'm gonna take him pretty big. I know the number's pretty big on him, but I'm gonna take him money line and figure out a prop with him. Maybe put him in a 2-spot parlay. But I like Kyler Phillips' mortal lock. Who is your mortal lock, Timbo?
Ooh,
give it to me.
Give me Yanez, baby.
Who was that?
Yanez.
Really? Wow. I'm surprised you took that, dude.
He's clean in there, dude.
I know. I thought you were going VA, bro.
I was going to, but
it's a tough fight. Okay. Yanez mortal lock. All right. Do you want to do dog or send him home? You get the pick.
I'll take dog.
Who you got?
Give me TJ.
TJ Dillashaw, dogging him up.
I told you guys in the group chat. If TJ wins, I'm gonna have a good night. If he doesn't,
put the chips in the middle, babe. Let's do it. That's gambling. My dog's gonna be Darren Elkins. I just
love it.
Minor could throw him around in there, and maybe I'm underestimating him, but Darren Elkins is just so fucking tough. He could be losing every second of that fight and somehow come out and win. So I'm gonna go Darren Elkins. I didn't take a ton of dogs in this. I did take Imanov, but I'm not super confident in that fight. And so I'm gonna go Elkins here. My send him home. Pole Soriano. I think you can go either way on that. No matter what side you are, that's a send him home fight. That's not seeing the judges. Judges take the night off. But I think Poliano, since I'm on his side, I think he can catch old Brendan Allen and take him out there. Timbo, send him home, babe. We having to send him home off? You gonna go out on
it? That's what I was originally gonna do, but if I lose it, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Because that fight, like you said, is not going decision. So
no, not seeing the cards.
I want to double down on Yanez, for being honest, but
might be smart because we both got. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, can I switch it up? Can I switch my pick?
Sure, go ahead.
Let me take Maverick for my
mortal,
and then let me take Yanez for my send him home.
There you go. That's what I thought you were going to do. Do the old switcheroo. That's what I thought you were going to do initially. Listen, we're split on some fights here. This is a nice little fucking card, midday card. Little East Coast boy, get to go to bed a little early. I like it. All right, buddy. That is the show. Timbo, you're the best. Christian, if you're watching, said he was going to be in the chat. Didn't make one goddamn comment. Not one goddamn one. Hopefully you're feeling better, brother. We'll miss you. Well, what you're saying, you're not dead. We'll see you.
Get better soon, brother.
Get better soon. We'll see you on the next one, Christian. All right, Timbo. I'll see you, bud.
Peace.
That's my guy, Timbo, there.